I have always loved cats. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved cat stuffed animals. I loved cats in general. My favorite animal has always been a cat. I think one of the earliest memories I have of a cat is Marie from the Aristocats. She was my favorite character. I named my favorite doll after Marie. I believe my favorite color is pink because of Marie. I just loved her big pink bow and that she was a white little kitty. And she's just iconic. I think that was probably the start of my obsession for cats. So this is just like the story of how we got our cats, Lego and Arrow. We went to a cat cafe for my birthday and John surprised me by saying we could leave with any cat we wanted right then and there. I was just like, really? And he was like, yeah. There were so many kitties that needed to be adopted, and this cat cafe is through Kitten Rescue LA, but the right cat was not there. There was a foster mom through the Kitten Rescue who had a litter of kittens. We met the litter of kittens and Lego and Arrow were in them. Their full names are Legolas and Aragorn, which are two characters from Lord of the Rings. We love those movies, we love the stories, and they're probably some of the best stories told in cinema history. Lots of amazing quotes, amazing characters, and just a good theme and message overall. About a week before John surprised me with the kittens, I was reading this devotion called The Circle Story. There was a quote from Lord of the Rings in here, and I was like, oh my gosh, because it is probably one of the most iconic quotes from Lord of the Rings. This might be spoilers for some who've never seen it, but just listen to this quote because it's a great quote. Okay, wait, I should give some context. Frodo has a ring, he has to go destroy it, and his best friend Samwise Gamgee is there with him, and Frodo has lost all hope, and Samwise Gamgee says this to him: "It's all wrong. By rights we shouldn't even be here, but we are. It's like in the great stories, Mr. Frodo, the ones that really mattered. Full of darkness and danger they were, and sometimes you didn't want to know the end. Because how could the end be happy? How could the world go back to the way it was when so much bad happened? But in the end, it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass. A new day will come, and when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now. Folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back, only they didn't, because they were holding on to something. That there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for." And it's just such a great quote, just a very powerful quote. John and I just love that part in the story. So, how does this relate to my cats? Let me tell you. We're at this woman's home, and there's a bunch of little cats running around. There's this other cat that's kind of like got like spots on him, got some cool patterns and designs. She's holding him and we're like, oh my gosh, like which cat is that? And she goes, this is Samwise Gamgee. And I got chills like head to toe. I know John did too, because I had just read this quote from that character. I was just like, what? And she was like, yeah, all the cats are named after Lord of the Rings characters. And I was like, what are the white and black kitties' names? And she was like, Legolas and Aragorn. And Aragorn is one of John's favorite characters in Lord of the Rings. You know, Legolas is pretty epic in Lord of the Rings. We both really just were overwhelmed with like, wow, this is meant to be. We felt that it was like just a moment where God was like, here you go. So we adopted Legolas and Aragorn, and their nicknames have become Lego and Arrow because Legolas and Aragorn, you know, to say that every time might be a lot. So we call them Arrow and Lego. And they are just such the sweetest cats. I never thought ever in my life would I have such fun little kitties. When we first got them, they had very weak immune systems. The foster mom that was taking care of them saved them from being euthanized, and looking at their medical records, they had a lot of health issues and they were malnourished, so they were pretty sick. Poor things. Lego was more sick, and when I look back at photos of him, I like almost cry. He just looks like a complete different little kitty back then, and I just feel so bad for him. But we got him healthy and Arrow healthy, and they are just thriving little kitties. Arrow is such a funny cat. He's so vocal. He's always making little noises. He's always kind of talking to us, trying to communicate to us. What? You're okay, we're almost home. He's a squeaky little boy. When John stretches, Arrow will stretch next to him. He just wants cuddles, and he's just so sweet. He'll just plop in front of you and he's like, rub my stomach, rub my belly, please. But he's fun, he's fast, he loves to play, and he's just so sweet, and he loves taking care of Lego. Even when Lego was sick when he first came here, the first thing Arrow did was just lay with him and lick him and clean him and take care of Lego. It was so sweet. Lego is a very, very sweet kitty as well. He is a little bit weird. He's pretty funny. He loves to be held. I think one of the sweetest things about Lego is that he still suckles, like nurses on stuff. And so we've come into this routine where he will ask me to pick him up, and I will just hold him and cradle him, and he will suck on the blanket and just sit there like a little baby and just cuddle with me, and it's so sweet. It's such a pure thing he does. But Lego is a little instigator sometimes. He likes to fight with Arrow, and he is a little bigger. So Lego and Arrow are from two different litters. They're not brothers. They have different builds, different faces, and Arrow is the runt of his litter. He's the smallest, and he still remains pretty small, while Lego is growing pretty quickly, and he's a lot bigger than Arrow, but not by much. So he'll usually win wrestle fights and stuff, but Arrow can pin him down sometimes. Arrow can win if he really, really wants to. So overall, our cats are super sweet. Lego and Arrow are the best kitties I could have ever dreamed for. They're so fun, so sweet, so loving, so caring. And so I just wanted to make a video explaining how we got them, who they are, and kind of give you guys an inside scoop of their personalities and how they've impacted me and John's lives. And it's been for the best. There have been a few times where they've destroyed a lamp and a plant. But for the most part, they're really good cats, and I am so thankful for them. Right, Carrie? I love you. Such good kitties. Say bye. Say thanks for watching. Say subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. You'll see the kitties more in the future, obviously, but for now, goodbye. See ya.